You ever been walking along somewhere, maybe out in public, by yourself, with somebody else, whatever and you hear somebody that you're real close to, maybe your father, your mother, your wife, your husband, your children, call out your name, and you just think to yourself, I wonder who that is. I've never heard that voice before. I wonder what they're trying to say. You probably not, because you know exactly who it is. You know that voice because you have a relationship with them. I promise you, if Sarah, my wife, I'm outside right now. If she come out and she hollered my name, I know exactly who it is without a doubt. That's because we talk a lot. We have a relationship together. She's my wife, of course. And the same thing goes with God. Jesus said that my followers know my voice. They hear me and they come to me when I call them, and it's the same with God. God, if you have a relationship with Him, if you talk to Him on a regular basis, if you have a prayerful relationship with Him, you can hear Him, you know Him, you understand Him, and I guess one of the ones with me is, I can always tell that God's signature is on it because it's right on time. Everything, not my time, but in His time. But that was a learned process. In First Samuel, when Samuel was a little boy, he heard the voice of God call him Samuel, Samuel, and he thought it was the priest Eli calling him where he was living at. And he went to him a couple of times when he heard the voice, and Eli finally figured out what it was, and he told him, he said, well, next time you hear that voice, say, here I am, Lord, it's me, Samuel. And he did, and that's how he got to know the voice of the Lord. But, you know, another one with me is I'm usually uncomfortable with it. And it's something that I have to push through. If I'm real comfortable with it might not be him. Don't know, but there's just different things to where God puts His signature on things with me, and I've heard so many different people say that they hear the voice of God in different ways, and I'm sure they do. And we have different personalities, and God communicates to us in different ways. But one precautionary measure that needs to be taken is, if somebody says that they've heard the voice of God, be careful. Ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them, well, can you show me where that is so that I can follow along with you? Because His voice, the things that He says, they'll never be outside of His written word. Um, but one thing's for sure, if you don't know His voice, it's a couple of options only. Either you're not spending time with Him in order to create a relationship with Him and to get to know His voice, or number two, you don't know Him at all. Well, you say, well, that's kind of harsh. Well, I'm sorry. Um, it's just a fact. Um, you know, prayer is completely outside of our natural comfort. It really is. Talking to God, the Bible says the natural man does not understand the things of God. It's in the book of Romans, I think chapter 8, somewhere along in there. But our flesh, it really is, like I said earlier, it's uncomfortable thing because it's just not in the realm of our nature, because our nature is a sin nature. Our nature is naturally rebellious against God. So a lot of times you'll have to push. You'll have to create time. You say, well, I don't have enough time. I got to do this, got to take the kids to school, got to go to work and all that. You do. You just have to make it. I promise you, if you create that time, you make time, you'll get to know Him, and you'll be able to hear His voice and you will be so blessed. God bless you.